So today class, we are going to discuss the difference between physical data center and the cloud data center. I told you earlier in the first class itself, a data center is the location or a place where all the infrastructure is hosted. Those are switches, routers, network cards, storage devices, servers, all these are located one physical place that is called as a data center. So you want to host an application. We also discuss what are the types of application. You want to host an application that I can host on physical data center or I can host on cloud data center. Assume that you develop one application. Let us say that my name of the application is Amazon.in. I hosted this application on physical data center. So this is my data center. What is the procedure to host this application on physical data center? What is the procedure? How many teams are involved? How many teams are involved to host this application? The first one is pre-sales. What are these pre-sales? Who are going to design the architecture? Who are going to design the architecture? Design the architecture means how many servers are required, how many load balancers are required, how many storages are required, how many switches, routers they required. That is called as a pre-sales. What is the storage capacity? How many databases? What database required? How many databases required? How many employees are needed? How many programmers, developers needed to deploy this application? All these are going to discuss in the pre-sales team. Just hold on. So all these are going to discuss in the pre-sales team. The next team required networking team. Here we are going to design the network. What are the network devices required? Network devices means switches, routers, all this comes under network devices. So basically there are two types of network devices. Those are called, any question?
Sir, Linux kada sir?
AWS, Monday onwards Linux.
అంటే మధ్యాహ్నం
మాట్లాడదు వంశీ మీరు మండే నుంచి రండి.
1 o'clock కదా సార్?
1 o'clock. మీరు 7:30 జాయిన్ అవుతున్నారు కదా, మళ్ళీ ఇప్పుడు ఎందుకు ఇచ్చారు?
నాది యాక్చువల్గా I mean 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock రెండు క్లాస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా. I mean రెండిట్లో ఎప్పుడైనా జాయిన్ అవుతాను.
ఓకే, మండే నుంచి 6 o'clock జాయిన్ అవ్వండి.
సరే.
So network team, am I audible everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Network team. So they're going to decide how many networks they required, how many IP addresses are required, whether these IP addresses are from class A or class B or class C. That depends upon, for example, if it is class A, how many hosts we can add? We can add up to 16 million hosts. 16 million hosts, nothing but 16 million IP addresses. 16 million IP addresses we can add. If it is class B, the number of IP addresses are 65,500. These many IP addresses we can add in class B. If it is class C network, the number of IP addresses are 254. So they are going to decide whether the IP address should be class A, class B, or class C based on how many hosts they're going to add, how many devices they're going to add. Based on that, they're going to decide. And switches and routers. Switches and routers. What is the definition between switch and router? If there are 1,000 servers, 1,000 systems in the organization, only 1 or 2 servers are connected to the internet. The remaining all the servers that are going to communicate in the private network, not with the public network. The devices which are connected to the switch, those devices cannot communicate with the public network. They need a private network. The devices which are connected to the router, those devices can able to communicate with the internet. Only web servers, mail servers require internet. Remaining all the servers are in the private network. These are going to decide by the network team. And also here we have load balancer. Network team, they have to set up a load balancer. Routers, switches, firewalls, all this setup done by the network team. What are the vendors for these devices? We have vendors called Cisco. Cisco is the vendor providing these routers and switches. Servers, then we need to set up a server. We need to purchase the servers. The servers are IBM, Dell, HP. They are the servers. Vendors providing the service. Then storages. Storages are 2 types. One is block level storage. The other one is object level storage. Who are the vendors for this? IBM, Dell, HP, all these are vendors that provide the storages. Either SAN, storage area network, NAS, network attached storage. Next, database. What database is required? We discussed there are 2 types of databases. SQL database, NoSQL database. Next, monitoring tools. Those are data log, Sumo Logic, New Relic. These are the monitoring tools. In Linux, we have a tool called Nagios. Nagios is a monitoring tool, but whereas these are all third party. To monitor all these monitoring tools, we need a separate team called NOC team. NOC stands Network Operations Center. There's a separate team called NOC team, Network Operations Center. Every MNC company have a separate team called NOC. NOC stands Network Operations Center. What is this NOC team? This team is the first level root cause analysis. First level root cause analysis. For example, you are unable to pay the payment, Amazon, payment declined. Then who is going to resolve the problem? That ticket goes to university. This is the root cause, the first level of the monitoring team. You are trying to access the website, unable to access. You are unable to access the website, unable to do the transaction in Amazon. So who is the point of contact? Who is the point of contact? That is called network operation team. The network operation team directly interact with the customer and try to resolve the issue. You are trying to pay the amount through Google Pay or Phone Pay. The payment declined. You have to raise the issue. The issue goes to NOC team. So these are the NOC team, nothing but root cause analysis. So NOC team is the first level of escalation. It first goes to NOC team, then they'll accelerate the ticket to the other teams. Similarly, any hardware functionality issues, that goes to data controller operation, DCOP. There is a separate team for, hello?
Sir, hello.
Yeah.
Sir, there is sound fluctuation in middle of the class, sir. I think the mic is not proper connected to the system.
Change the location, still the problem. Yamanatha, are you facing same problem?
No, sir, it was clear for me.
All of you facing same problem?
No, sir.
It was clear, sir.
Okay, fine. So data center operation team, any hardware issues that is going to resolve by the separate team called data center operation team. So these many teams are going to involve in physical data center. We also call on-premises data center. So these many teams are going to involve. But if you go to cloud environment, we don't require this many teams. Till now, what teams we discussed? One is data center, team, data center operation team, pre-sales team, networking team, server engineering team. All these teams are going to work in physical data center. And storage team, monitoring team, NOC team. These many teams are involved if you go for physical data center. So it is not a cloud data center. This is called physical data center. Here you have to dedicate your hardware and you have to dedicate the rack setup. Dedicated hardware, dedicated rack setup. For example, these are called dedicated servers, racks. All the servers are placed in the rack. So these are called blade servers. So there are separate engineers are working in the data center. So what are the leading data centers in the market in India who are providing this hardware? One is Rackspace. Leading India, and Pi Data Center. These people are going to provide the infrastructure. So these are the main data centers in India in the market. Rackspace and Pi Data Center. Here, in this physical data center, there are two things are involved. Two things are involved. One is Opex. The other one is CapEx. These two things are involved if you go for physical data center. What is CapEx? Capital expenditure. Capital expenditure. CapEx stands capital expenditure. You have to purchase all the assets. You have to buy the equipment, buildings, infrastructure, servers, storages. That is called capital expenditure. Without capital expenditure, in physical data center, without a capital expenditure, you cannot start the business. You cannot start with 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom. You have to purchase the buildings, 3 floors, 5 floors, 10 floors building. And you have to provide all the infrastructure. You have to invest the amount on infrastructure, which is more than 100 crores. The servers cost 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 50 lakhs. There are some servers which cost 1 CR also. That is called CapEx. What is Opex? Operational expenditure. Opex stands operational expenditure. It is an ongoing cost. Operational expenditure is an ongoing cost that a business has to spend to run in day-to-day operations. You want to run the business day-to-day operations, we need a operational expenditure. These two things are involved if you want to start a physical data center. It is not a joke. Any questions? If I go for a cloud, all these are things involved in the physical data center. If I go for a cloud, Amazon, Azure, GCP, lot of clouds, technologies are available. If you go for cloud, no capex, no capital expenditure. No premises required, no storages, no need to purchase storages, no need to purchase the servers, switches, routers. Even I can start my business by sitting at home. So no capex is required. In cloud, we have a concept called pay as you go model. This is the one of the feature in cloud. Suppose I want to start some application. I have my own company, I have my own thoughts. I'm trying to start one application like food apps or like Ola app, any kind of apps I want to start. If you want to start that application, what I required, I need a server. I need a server. At least we have to purchase one physical server. The laptop desktop is not support for the application. We have to purchase the server. Rather than purchasing the server, I'll go to the AWS cloud. I just create an account, which is free account for 12 months. Yesterday we are seeing that how to launch the server. So what compute capacity required to develop the application, to run the application, what compute capacity you required? Based on that, I can take the server from the AWS. This is the server I hosted for website. This is the server I set up Ansible in DevOps. This is the server I set up Jenkins. You want to set up this environment. If it is physical data center, I need to purchase these servers. I need some area, at least 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom. I cannot keep these servers at my home. Lot of noise. We need redundant power supply, continuous power supply, continuous ACs. Again, it's a burden for us. I can take this server from the AWS. Within a second, we can launch the service. How much compute capacity you required? How much RAM you required? How many processor you required? We can launch the server within a minute. It won't take more than a minute. So there is no capital infrastructure. Here we have a payment options. While launching the resources, while taking the services from AWS, we have a payment option. We have a payment option. Those are total upfront, partial upfront, no upfront. I can launch this service. When launching the service, we have this type of payments. Total upfront, pay at a time. If you are taking the server for 1 year, the whole amount you pay at a time. That is called upfront. Or else we have option called partial. Every 3 months, or every 4 months, or every 6 months, I can pay. That is called partial. No upfront. No need to pay now. Take the server, launch the server. Use for 1 year. After 1 year, you pay the amount. This kind of payment options are available in AWS. So recently, 2 days back, I launched one server. In DevOps, we have a concept called Sonar Cube. The Sonar Cube requires 4 GB RAM, which is not, the server is not a free of cost. I launched the server. I didn't shut down the server for 1 day. I got the bill of 1,500 rupees only for 1 day. I can pay later. That is called no upfront. We can pay later also. So pay as you go model. The meaning of pay as you go model. Initially, I start with one server. When my business is continuously increasing, I'll take another server. After 3 months, again, 1,000 customers are added. I'll take another server. After 3 months, 6 months, another 3,000 customers are added. I'll take another server. That is called pay as you go model. Due to some decision, my business is done. I can terminate this service. Here we have an option called terminate option. If you don't require this server, you can terminate it. Here some servers are running, some are stopped. That means what? If this server running for 1 hour, I am paying only for 1 hour. If this server running for 1 day, I can pay only for 1 day. That is called pay as you go model. This is the one of the good feature in AWS. You want to practice, for example, there is a tool called Jenkins in DevOps. Jenkins required minimum 8 GB RAM. Minimum 8 GB RAM. Assume that my laptop having 4 GB RAM. Instead of going to market, purchase another 4 GB, wastage of money, there is a instance called spot instance. We have so many types of instances, we'll discuss later. This instance called spot instance, reserved instance. Instance nothing but a server, we discussed yesterday class. Reserved instance. On-demand instance, like so many instances we have. Spot instance. I want to practice that Jenkins, or I want to test some application. But testing that application, I need assume that 16 GB RAM or 32 GB RAM or 16 CPUs. We discussed last class what is mean by application, dynamic web application, static web application, mobile application. I want to test that application. I need this hardware. Instead of going to the market, purchase this server, I can take this server from AWS, which is called spot instance. This instance is reserved for you for 3 hours. Sorry, 6 hours. Immediately the server is available to you. You test that application, it's working fine. Then I can purchase the server from AWS. If I use the spot instance for 6 hours, you'll get a bill maximum of 200 rupees. Indian currency, maximum 200 rupees for 6 hours. So another feature in cloud, less deployment. To deploy that application, I need to set up application server. Tomcat's application server, WebLogic, WebSphere, these are called application servers. We discussed about 3-tier architecture. One front end, one middleware, one back end. All the middlewares are application servers. To set up an application, I need another physical server. Rather than purchase a server from the market or order from IBM or Wipro, I can take this server from AWS. Within a seconds, within a minutes, we can take the server, we can deploy it. If I go for physical data center, I need to purchase the server, I need to install the operating system, I need to configure network, I need to install database. It will take minimum 1 week to 10 days time. Whereas within one or 2 days, I can deploy my application if I go for a cloud. So I can create all the AWS resources all the AWS resources within a minutes. We don't require hours also. Here, everything is automatic. Everything is automatic and highly available, high availability. There are two things are involved here, availability and high availability. Availability and high availability. If I purchase if I purchase only one physical server, or if I take only one server from AWS cloud and running my application on the server, if that server is down, my application is down, that is not availability. In place of two servers, you have to launch two servers. In place of one server, take two servers, physical servers, so that the application running parallelly on both the servers. Even one server is down, there's no downtime to my application. It runs on another server. That is called not a high availability, it's just a availability. All of sudden, two servers down. Where is availability? For high availability, we have to add more number of servers. If it is physical data center, you keep on add the physical servers whenever the load is increased. You have to keep on add physical servers, the same configuration. If one physical server having 16 processor, 128 GB RAM, same server, 16 processor, 128 GB RAM, same configuration you have to add. If business is down, you have to remove the servers one by one. So for high availability, either physical data center or cloud data center, we need to add more number of servers, more number of resources. The only difference is, if it is physical data center, we are adding the servers manually and you have to purchase those servers. Even the servers not running for 1 month or 2 months also, you are spending a lot of amount on that, huge amount on that. If it is cloud data center, if the server is running for 1 hour, 2 hours, I am paying only for that. And we have high availability. Based on the load, based on the traffic, based on the load, it is going to launch another service parallelly. When the load decreases, when the traffic decreases, when the load decreases, those servers are automatically terminate. This is one of the concept of auto scaling. So here everything is automatic, no manual. In cloud, there are 26 regions are available. Right now, I am in the Mumbai region. There are 26 regions are available. In each region, there are more than one data center. In each region, more than one data center. In Mumbai region, we have 3 data centers. So you can take the server from any region, from any data center. Any questions, guys? Here we have a spot instances, spot request, the reserved instances, dedicated capacity reservation. All these are types of instances. The whole class we are going to discuss, the whole AWS classes, we are going to discuss on-demand instances. Any questions? So Monday onwards, we are going to start Linux fundamentals, Linux basics, which are prerequisite for AWS. After 1 week of basic classes, we'll start the AWS. Any questions?
No, sir.
So As I told you, you don't require any networking background. You don't require any storage background. You don't require any database background. Whenever the topic comes, for the topic that require networking concepts, I'm going to explain what is networking. When the topic comes database, I'm going to explain about database. So you don't require anything. We'll start from the scratch. So this is the last demo. From Monday onward, the link going to be changed. Register yourself. You'll get the videos. So from Monday onwards, I'm going to share the soft copy. And we are going to share the videos also. Okay, fine. See you from Monday.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Sir, tomorrow is holiday.
Tomorrow is a holiday. Next class on Monday.
Okay, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
In the first day of our demo class,
Hmm.
I told for the time changing.
I'm sorry.
I told you now I want to change my time.
Oh, you want to change your time. What time you
Yes.
want? What time you want?
I am registered for the morning batch, but now I am able to for this batch.
Yeah, no problem. You can continue from Monday. You'll get the link. New link. You are Kiran Narvade, right? Are you Kiran Narvade? Hello? Who's speaking? You call to the DURGASOFT team. They'll send the new link from Monday onwards. You can join in the. No problem.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you listening, sir?
Yeah, tell me. Kiran.
Sir, I have a registration for morning batch. So
That's what I'm telling. You'll be get the new link from Monday onwards. You can continue evening batch from Monday. You are Kiran Narvade, right? Hello.
yes.
Okay, I'll tell the Durga team. They're going to send the link from Monday. You can join in that link.
Okay.
Okay.